Hi, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? All right, my name is Maddie. I wanted to come on here, and I kind of wanted. This is honestly for like pretty much all pastors that are teaching on Matthew chapter 24. And I want to start out with this, and this is totally just a teaching, and I would like to enlighten you a little bit on this. Okay, the Bible is it or is it not a Middle Eastern book? Okay, there are Middle Eastern concepts. There are Jewish. There are. This is a Jewish book. This is full of Jewish history, right? And and the creator in which is served, right? Is that in which stated that Yisrael was the apple of his eye. Okay? So much that to all Christians, you get you get a Jewish Messiah. You don't get a Greek or Roman one. I apologize. Just because something was translated into Greek, I perceive that if because the New Testament is from Jews, I perceive that originally, like the original Matthew would have the book of the Hebrews or something like that, right? The original book of Matthew, they say, was written in Hebrew. Well, why not the rest, right? Why was this transliteration? We could get into all of that, but not at this moment. This is about Matthew chapter 24. No man knows the day nor the hour, no, not the Son, nor the angels in heaven, but only the Father knows. So, in English, I just now told you that, right? So you would understand that in an English concept. You would understand that no man can know the day nor the hour, or that Yahushua was saying that there's no you couldn't know when my timing is, not the day nor the hour. That's what you understand it to be in English, right? Well, in the old Hebrew understanding, this is what it meant. Okay, when he said this, this was not something new. This is not something he made up. Okay, this idiom goes back to the Levitical presage. Okay, in which sages, Levitical priests, would go up on the Temple Mount, and they would look for the crescent moon, or sometimes this would take a day or two for it to arrive. Thus no man knew the day nor the hour that this moon would arrive in the sky. So they would go out there and they would camp out with each other for a couple days. You know what I'm saying? Looking for a moon. I mean, kind of how fun that is. You know what I'm saying? Have a couple falafel. You know? Yeah, I'm kidding, right? No, that would be cool though, right? No, right? So what had happened was they went up and they saw the sliver of the new moon, and they had torches with them. And so what they would do, and they lit them up, and they would ride throughout Jerusalem, or Yerushalayim. They would ride throughout Jerusalem lighting these torches, okay? So this would normally take about a day and a half, right? So this was given a 2-day feast so that everyone in Jerusalem could celebrate Yom Teruah, the Feast of Trumpets. Or I apologize, it was known as the Feast of Trumpets, or the Rosh Hashanah, Yom Teruah, the day of shouting, remembrance, the day of awakening. Rosh Hashanah means the head of the new year, the head or the beginning of the new year, right? So it's kind of changed over the years, but still similarities, right? Okay, so in Matthew chapter 24, whenever Yehoshua is stating this, he states, "No man knows the day nor the hour, no, not the Son, nor the angels, nor the angels of heaven, but only the Father knows." And then he goes on to speak about calamities such as earthquakes in diverse places, wars and rumors of wars. It would be as in the days of Lot and Noah. Some of you can maybe apply a little bit of that. I would say apply the Book of Enoch kind of to that. Yeah, apply the Book of Enoch and the giants. So that would be my understanding 100% of that. But besides that, so that's what he was saying. So what he's saying is, during this season, during this Moed, right before, actually what he's saying is, right before Yom Teruah, Rosh Hashanah, 1 year, during this season or Moed, you would see a major escalation of these things, right? Well, and this, like I said, this is a fall Moedim. This is a fall Moed, and this has nothing really even to. I mean, this has to do with him in this saying, but the Jewish idiom itself is very ancient and it's like, hey, listen up, during or right before Rosh Hashanah, this is what's going to happen. That's what he was saying. He was saying during this month, if you will, or right before the Rosh Hashanah or Yom Teruah comes, that there would be earthquakes in diverse places, that hurricanes and wars and rumors of wars, and men's hearts would fail them. They would grow cold. People are callous today. They just don't have any heart, It's all about themselves. It's all about how much more that they can have. Everything's buy this, sell this, greed, 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 money, 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 and any type of morale is just thrown out with the baby and the bathwater. All of it, just completely. There is no more hardly morale. Everyone is their own god. There's even taught that. It's just this is the times that we are in. But so this is only speaking about this Moed. So he's saying during right before this Moed, you would see a rise in all of these things happening. But what does he say right after that? He's kind of going backwards. I'm going to show you. This is really cool. He goes and says, but when you begin to see all these things happen, he said when all these things have come to, whatever, it's boiling point, right? That kettle on the tea, the teapot kettle, whatever, whistling as loud as it can, right? It's warning you. It's giving you a warning. Something major is about to happen, right? Well, he gives you what's about to happen. He says, "Lift up your heads." This is his answer. He says, "Lift up your heads. Lift up your eyes. Look up in the sky, for your redemption draweth nigh." Right? So, when is that redemption draweth nigh? Well, he's speaking about the Feast of Trumpets, which you guys would know as the Feast of Trumpets. He's speaking about Rosh Hashanah. He's speaking about only Yom Teruah. He's not talking about any moment, at any minute of any day. No, he's saying in a Jewish understanding, it was understood what he was saying. He was saying 1 year during or right before this Moedim, this Moed, need I say any more? Do I really have to just say it for you? This is when this is whenever, this was popular whenever kings would come during this Moed of Rosh Hashanah. It was a time of return. Everybody had to return. The kings had to return with their men from battle. Soldiers coming back from war. Agriculture, farmers, everybody. This was a time of return. Okay, you had to be in Jerusalem. You had to be back in Israel. At this time, you had to be. If you were a Jew, you were at home. You were home during the Moed, okay, the Moedim, okay. You were just home. Okay, these are high holy days. Okay, these are Yahweh's high holy days. These are Hashem's high holy days. Okay. So no man knows the day nor the hour, no, not the Son nor the angels. Right. Well, who stated in Genesis that he had laid out the sun, the moon, and the stars for what? Times and seasons. The Moedim, the Moed, right? That he would put signs in the heavens, stars, right? Hurricanes, really bad ones, like category 5s that like take out the entire Bahamas. Okay? I'm just saying. And then there's a little something that I want to teach on the next video about 923. But let's continue on. Let's continue on into the future. Okay, what happens today? In today's shul services or synagogue services, okay, during Rosh Hashanah. You have Tishrei 1 and Tishrei 2. You have four services within 2 days. One for each morning and one for each evening, okay? At the end of each shul service, you have the Tekiah Gadolah, okay? Which means it's basically one long, you hold your breath and you go as long as you can. And basically the meaning of this is kind of like whenever Adam was created by Yahweh Hashem, and he breathes the Ruach, the breath of life, or basically creates the spirit from himself or his own breath, right? From within himself. Anyway, so basically you're doing the same. You're giving it all. You're giving your Shema to Hashem there for a second. You're calling out with all your spirit, right? Because you're to love Yahweh with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, right? Okay, so at the very end of this, it's very popular to put your fingers behind your ears after this shout is done with the shofar, and it's also known as the last shofar or last trumpet. You listen for about 1 minute to 2 minutes, and it's very popular in every shul to do this, and you are hearing for the sound of the reply of that shofar blast from the Messiah, thus the Messiah's return, right? In this case, it's the return for his bride. It's the return for his bride. And what he's saying is, your redemption draweth nigh on the Feast of Trumpets. Your redemption draweth nigh on Rosh Hashanah. And before this, you'll see all kinds of calamities and disasters. But lift up your head, for your redemption draweth nigh. You guys have a good one. That is what the meaning of this very, very popular idiom was. Shalom, shalom, shalom aleichem.